Hello friend, once again welcome on board, and today I am going to discuss about very interesting topic which is very useful for you, especially who is new in the field of maintenance. This is also useful for who is working from so long but still doesn't know the proper procedure. So guys, the topic of today is Airbus 320 family main wheel replacement, and I will try to cover everything in this video. This will be very useful for your knowledge also, as well as this will be useful for your interview also. And this video is just for your knowledge purpose only. Always try to follow the latest aircraft maintenance manual. So guys, don't forget to watch this video till end for better understanding and complete knowledge about main wheel replacement, and hit the like and subscribe button for getting more video on Airbus 320 family on my YouTube channel. So let's start Airbus 320 family main wheel replacement. Generally this many tools are required: 3/8 drive, 7/16, 3/8, 13/16 deep socket, speed handle, 3/8 drive ratchet and plain screwdriver, twister, cutter, nose plier, 7/16 spanner and mallet hammer, and torque wrench around 0 to 220 foot-pound, and thread protector, adapter, wheel trolley, brake disassembly tools. So this is your brake disassembly tools. This is just toolbox. I am not telling, just for diagram making better understanding. And additionally you have to take safety goggles, gloves, rack piece, locking wire, 8 mm safety clip for circuit breakers, and serviceable main wheel with serviceable tags and axle jack. This many item is discardable item, and this you have to take new stock. And this is just like locking wire as required, castle nut quantity 2, quarter pin quantity 2, tab washer quantity 4. This is the part number of the particular. Always suggest check the latest maintenance manual. As till now I am using this part number only, so I have attached the diagram. Now the procedure: take the job card of particular MSN. Whenever you are going to work on the aircraft, there is a registration MSN number. Select that MSN number in Airbus World and take the job card printout. reference I have mentioned for wheel MLG removal installation. Get all the tools issue and do a serviceability check with the tag. Whenever you are getting any tools, any special tools, you have to check the serviceability of that tools, whether it is valid or not, it is useful or not for the work. Do a cockpit preparation, do necessary placarding for, and do not operate the landing gear. Use placarding. Wheel change under process also you can write, up to you. Just make the placarding. Basically you have to focus on landing gear system. Do not operate the landing gear system. Open the relevant CV circuit breaker as per AMM, so you have to follow the AMM only. One more thing, follow all the warning and caution. Once you are opening the job card, you will find out there is a warning and caution. Warning will be in red color, caution will be in amber color. I am not going to tell you about warning, caution. Just check my video YouTube channel. I have already uploaded about the warning, caution with AMM reference. What is the warning, what is the caution, and I have taken some example of job card also. So install the ground lock safety device. If you are not installing, you may be injury or damage to the aircraft structure. So this is for MLG, and you can see for nose landing gear. Remove only one wheel and tire assembly from the landing gear at a time. So only one wheel you have to remove. Once you are going to replace the main wheel, you should not remove both wheels together. This can cause injury or damage. Maybe there jack down, jack failure, anything can happen. So always you have to remove one wheel at a time. If you want to remove the MLG wheel from one of the two MLG, lift the applicable MLG only. So if you want to remove MLG from any of the landing gear, you have to lift that MLG only. You use axle jack. Make sure that you do not lift the two MLG axle at the same time. Make sure that you do not remove more than one MLG wheel at the same time. So these all are just warning, precautions you have to take care whenever you are going to replace the wheel. If you want to remove the MLG from the two MLG left hand and right hand, leave the complete aircraft unjacked. So if you are planning to replace both two main wheel, so you have to leave the complete aircraft in jack. Then you have to go in the hangar side, put the parking brakes switch in on position, decrease the tire pressure to approximately 29 psi. Why this is required? See the next. If you must remove the wheel for access or inspection. It is not necessary to deflate the tire, because you are going to do inspection, means it is not required to deflate the tire, because tire condition is good. You are going to do some additional inspection, but there is a condition: the tire is in correct condition, tie bolts are not loose or broken, tire pressure in the normal operating range. If you do not find these three conditions, then it is necessary to decrease the tire pressure. So this is the concept. Whenever you are going to interview, this question may be asked by the examiner. So this is good to know information thing. Some of the consumable I have mentioned with just part number, just for reference only. Use latest aircraft maintenance manual only, just like synthetic ester base grease, purpose of low temperature, aerosol grease 33 you can use, Nico grease you can use, and another part number is there, material. And this is used for axle nut, threads of the axle and axle sleeve. Then clean the axle sleeve with non-aqueous cleaner, petroleum base. That is this is the specification. Use dry nitrogen to clean that surface. Then clean splines with the material. This is the material number, and apply the anti-seize graphite petroleum on splines. On splines you have to put anti-seize grease, and even guard assembly nut thread also you have to use the same thing. Guard assembly where your splines is going, tacho generator splines is going into the debris guard cover, so there also you have to apply the grease. This question was interview question in long back with me. And air source, you need to charge the wheel, so you need air source. So now we'll go with the next step, removal of the wheel. So release the all four tab washer with the part number. Before that, I just wanted to play this video, so we'll just play the video. What I have done, I have off the brake fan. I'll check the brake temperature is within the limit for replacing, because maybe wheel will be so hot, so brake temperature is good. Then I'll pull the circuit breaker. What are the circuit breaker? I am going to remove number 2 main wheel. I have removed number 2. Then brake fan control, I have pulled the CV. Wheel is monitored CV green, so you will get decom warning also. Install the safety collar, then check the serial number, part number of the wheel, update into the tag, install the ground lock, then install the jack, align the jack with the landing gear dome, and check the aircraft with the same tire pressure. We can use the for lifting the this wheel. So we'll lift the wheel, we'll use same tire pressure. Meanwhile I am charging, someone is charging the wheel also. So now I have connected the hose, same hose will connect it to jack. Now the same tire pressure will be utilized to jack the wheel. Now we'll start with the removal process. Release all the 4 tab washers. You have to release all the 4 tab washer from the bolt head. Then remove all the 4 screws with 7/16 socket with the speed handle or ratchet you can use. Discard all that 4 tab washer. That's why I mentioned starting consumable item required. So you have to discard this item and remove the guard assembly. This is debris guard cover, you can remove and avoid the damage to splines. Splines will be here, so take it straight. It should not damage the splines of tacho generator. Cut and remove the locking wire and discard it. For the brake fan assembly, I will just show the video. Hold the impeller with the disassembly tools and remove the nut with 13/16 deep socket and ratchet, and then washer. Remove the impeller. Now we'll play the video, you will understand better. We have opened the tab washer, we have removed all the 4 bolts with 7/16 socket. We'll take the debris guard cover out. Then I am removing the locking wire. Once locking wire is removed, then use disassembly tools and open the nut. Then impeller will come out. So now impeller is come out. Just you can lose with the ratchet. 13-16 socket. Now remove the shroud. There was the shroud I have removed in previous video, only it is removed. Remove the clamp. First I'll go with this word, then we'll play the video. Remove the clamp with 3/8 socket. This is the clamp I am talking about, which is holding this joint assembly. Remove and discard the quarter pin and nut with 7/16 socket and spanner with also an axle nut. Remove the washer and bolt, and remove the axle nut with the adapter MLG. Now I'll play the video, you'll see. Now I am removing the clamp with the socket, the 3/8 socket. Joint assembly came out. This is your joint assembly, this is your clamp, this is your debris guard, this is your shroud assembly, this is your impeller. Quarter pin, once quarter pin is removed, use the spanner and socket. Remove the nut with the help of 7/16 spanner and 7/16 socket, so both the bolt will come out. Discard the castle nut because this is one time use only, you have to discard the item. Now bolt is removed, you can see in the video bolt is removed. Now you have to remove the axle nut. There is a adapter, then install the adapter with the torque wrench. One person will rotate. If you have power, you can also use by your own self. So always keep in mind, losing should be in counterclockwise, like anti-clockwise you can say. So remove the this axle nut with the help of adapter, and then once it is loose you can remove by hand only. Then clean all the area because lot of dust are there. Now install the thread protector. We'll go with word, then we'll see the video. Install the thread protector. Apply a thin layer of synthetic oil based grease, general purpose. Put the wheel dolly below the wheel assembly because wheel having more than around 130 to 200 kg. Either you can use additional technician support. Remove the wheel assembly. Record the reason for removal of the wheel. Prepare a tag and attach to the wheel and tire assembly. Write on the tag reason for removal. Worn out, build out, what is the reason. So you have to write the reason. So now here we will go with the video. I have installed this thread protector. This is very important. Be careful while installing. You should not damage the thread. Then take out the wheel. Meanwhile we have checked this new wheel condition, internal area, no damage, all good, and check the circlip whether rotating properly or not with the flat screwdriver. If it is rotating, means wheel is good condition, new wheel is ready. Now take the old wheel out with the help of technician, or you can use the wheel trolley. Now installation procedure. First, before installation, obey the tire maxability precaution. What tire you are going to use, like I have already uploaded regarding this also. There is a video for tire maxability, like British Stone and Michelin. Goodyear tire is interchangeable on the main wheel, but on nose wheel, if you are using Goodyear tire, you have to use only Goodyear tire wheel, and if you are using Michelin and British Stone is interchangeable. So just keep in mind, Goodyear will install with Goodyear on the nose wheel, otherwise there will be the issue with the braking system. And main wheel, everything is interchangeable. Always follow the latest AMM. Then clean the component interference and adjustment area. Just clean this with a solution, non-aqueous cleaner. Clean this area. Do an inspection of the brake with the wheel remove. There is a task. Check the brake condition. Any brake brake is damaged, any sign of corrosion, any burn mark. If anything is there, you have to replace the brake. Make sure that driving key on the brake rotor are correctly. There is a driving key. Make sure that is correct, it is not broken, and make sure that splines of the tacho drive shaft are in correct condition. That will not be visible right now because I have installed this thread protector. Clean the area and drive with the nitrogen. This is the actual procedure what I am suggesting, but most of the people will not follow, but you should know the procedure. That's why I have taken this time to make this video, so that everyone will understand properly what is the step, because I have seen many people working from 10 year experience, but still they are not knowing the complete procedure. Do a visual inspection of the axle protective sleeve to make sure that correct condition. Make sure that retainer ring is correctly installed in the groove. There is a retainer ring. If you'll find out here, you'll find out the retainer ring which is protecting the axle sleeve. Then clean the splines with the solution and anti-seize apply on the splines, guard assembly, and thread nut thread of the breaker fan. Apply the anti-seize, then apply thin layer of synthetic stir-based grease on load bearing surface of the axle nut, threads of axle sleeve. Just go through video, just read the sentence, you will understand, because reading this it will be create a lot of confusion. But this is a part of AMM. I am just telling, I have referred the AMM, that's why I have mentioned the thing, because I want to share complete knowledge. Use the dolly again to align the wheel assembly and make sure drive key on the correct position, and thus engage the wheel, push the wheel assembly fully onto the axle. Now we'll play the video, but before that I just wanted to say, go with the topic. Remove the thread protector. Once wheel is engaged, remove the thread protector, install the axle nut, then set the parking brake switch off from the cockpit. Why off required? Now see. Torque the axle nut. Initially I am going to give torque between this, so you can select just 220 foot-pound while you turn the wheel in the direction of the torque. Just keep in mind the direction of the torque only you have to give the torque. So you have to rotate the wheels. So rotate the wheel, one person will rotate and one person can give the torque, either adjust by the same person. Make sure that wheel does not turn and loose the axle nut. Then once torque is completed, loose the axle nut, and during that time loosening, don't rotate the wheel. There is a second torque the axle nut again until you get the torque value of 73. Between this value 73, just imagine 70 foot-pound. Most of the people, this is they are not knowing, but there is a second torque also in the main wheel assembly. Then torque the axle nut between final torque between this range, just consider 120 foot-pound, while turning the wheel in the same direction. So there is a 3 torque on the axle nut. Just keep in mind, just 220 foot-pound, 70 foot-pound, and I am considering 120 foot-pound. Install the bolt, washer and new nut, part number already there. Then you have to torque the castle nut also, and safety the nut with the quarter pin, part number already mentioned. Now we'll see the video. This is the procedure of quarter pin. Quarter pin should not touch the base of the washer, it should be above the washer, and you bend like this, and sometime you can cover till dia of the nut. In last slide I will show the video. So remove the thread protector, install the axle nut, tight with the hand in a direction of rotation, then give the first torque 220 foot-pound in a direction of rotation, then loose the axle nut without rotation, then go give the second torque between 36 to 73 foot-pound, then you give without rotation, then give the final torque between 110 to 140 foot-pound in a direction of rotation. So this is all about the torque. Initial torque for set the bearing, final torque is for the axle nut. Now you can check the alignment of the bolt with the axle nut. Install the bolt, head will be from inside, then top will be the washer and nut, tight with the spanner and socket, and torque is given already, torque value is there, and install the quarter pin, secure the nut with the quarter pin. Quarter pin is a safety procedure, it is a part of safety of the wheel, so don't forget, try to do in a best way. Already I have attached image on the screen what is the way to install the quarter pin, and in last video also I will show you 2-3 diagram about the quarter pin, because this is a safety part. This is the only main part which is holding the axle nut, so you have to take care, no compromise with the safety. Next we'll go through the content, then we'll play the video. Install the impeller and shroud assembly, examine the screw on the joint assembly and make sure they are not loose. There is a set of screw which is used to tight by the Allen key, because joint assembly having 2 parts. If that screw is loose, you have to replace the joint assembly. So this is a part of removal installation of main wheel. You have to check that Allen key set of screw, and there is a locating pin behind the joint assembly. correct position, and there is a hole onto the wheel hub area. That locating pin will engage in the hole, then this joint assembly will fix on that with the help of clamp. Then install the clamp and give the torque of 30 foot inch as per the AMM. And once it is torquing done, then install the impeller. In impeller you have to check that there is a grub screw inside. So engage the joint assembly with locating pin, connect the clamp and tight with the hand tighten initially, and then use the socket. And after hand tighten with the help of the socket ratchet, then tap on the clamp surrounding with the hammer, then give the final torque. And make sure you have to check the set of Allen key set screw and check the grub screw. There is a grub screw on the impeller. I will show in the photo, just watch. Tightening is done. There is a grub screw inside of the impeller, you can see. Now install the brake fan washer, then torque the nut as per AMM. Safety the nut with the locking wire. Make sure that grommet is in the correct position, and locating pins set the shroud in the correct position. There is a locating pin for shroud also, so that also you have to engage with respect of locating pin, and make sure grommet is available. Then install the shroud of the joint and make sure that shroud touches the wheel surrounding the outer edge. Make sure that the impeller turns freely. Install the guard assembly on the shroud and the joint. There is a too large diameter of hole to put the locating pin in the correct position during installation. Be careful and install correctly. Then properly align the impeller splines with respect to guard assembly once it is engaged, and then you properly engage the guard assembly with the locating pin. So this is the way you have to take care of the splines. It should not damage. You can see grub screw inside of the hole of impeller, then engage with the splines properly. There is a slot for grub screw, and then install the washer, install the impeller nut, give the torque and do a safety locking wire. Already material 0.8 mm I have mentioned, and do a locking wire with the twister. If you are expert you can use hand also, but I will always suggest use the standard tools, and you should know how to do locking wire and which way you have to install. Once locking wire is done, make sure minimum 6 twists must be there on the tip side, and then only you cut and bend. So you have to maintain minimum 6 twists any locking wire you are doing, and leave the pigtail there and bend the tip. So this is the standard maintenance practice for locking wire. You can see I have bent, and now impeller is ready. Install the shroud. Shroud must touch with the wheel area. You can see there is a seal also, it should touch, and make sure grommet area is clear. And then install the debris guard with aligning with the splines. This is very important. If you misalign it will damage, so you have to align with the spline, then engage. This is your pin. This is aligning pin. This hole will be little bigger. This will not engage with the bolt hole, so you have to align with this pin, locating pin. All are locating pin, only a dowel pin you can say. Now if you want to install the guard assembly with the washer, install the washer and the screw, torque that is screw with this value. And if you want to install the guard assembly with tab washer, the tab washer part number is this. Install the tab washer with the screw and same torque. So you can use washer also. There is a tab washer, so tab washer we'll see in the video. Now I have engaged the tab washer nut, and I show the photo how you have to bend and torque that, but all the 4 bolt and bend it. We'll see in the next video. Now all bolt is tightened. Now see, this is your tab washer. You have to bend on flat area or corner area, triangle shape. One should be on another place and another head face, and other should be bent on another side. So this is a two-way, anyone you can find out. plant the tab of the tab washer to lock the screw. Okay. Yeah, then after that you have to inflate the tire to the unload pressure. Use inflation kit. I have not used the video, I am just telling. Manually turn the wheel, make sure that wheel is installed correctly, security of installation is correct, wheel turn freely, no unusual noise come from the bearing of the wheel. Then lower the jack and make sure the park brake switch is set on. Once you are, now you see the video, I have released the jack. Now jack will go down. Just keep the chocolate is far, otherwise it will stuck. Always slowly release the jack. You can see the tab washer also. Release the jack, because if you are suddenly releasing, maybe there is a chance of damage to the structure through ladder. Then do a functional check of the tire pressure. Use the tire pressure, check the correct value, whatever required value is there, mention placarding on the landing gear. Make sure that work area is clean and clear of the tools. Remove the safety device from the landing gear. Close the circuit breaker. Remove the placardings. Do a functional test of brake fans. So here you can see landing lock is removed, circuit breaker is in. We'll check the operation of brake fan. Then we'll go to the brake fan area. Put your hand, you'll find out air is blowing out, means brake fan is now in correct condition. So with this, almost wheel change is completed, and I want to highlight some points. This is your tab washer, actual photo. You can see how you have to engage the tab washer. This is the another diagram. You can engage on the flat area, and this is your quarter pin. And this, keep it, I have seen many people are doing like that, but quarter pin prong must not touch the metal of the base water. It should not be leave like that, because this is safety, you have to cut. That's why I told use cutter. Another process also, you can see, you can do like this, you can do like this. So many processes are there. Castle nut, slotted nut, depend on, we are using castle nut. I am just talking about this only, how you have to install. So this is your quarter pin. So guys, if you love this video, please hit the like and subscribe for getting more video on Airbus 320 family. Also share this YouTube link to your friend who is new in the field of aircraft maintenance engineering, because this is very useful for new people who is going to work on Airbus 320.